And it didn't rain for 3.5 years. Succumbed by the famine. The drought was just about to turn them on one another. And there was a showdown between the prophet of God, Elijah, and the prophets of Baal. You guys remember the story. And it all come down to, okay, let's see who really is God. And when God answered by fire and Baal did not, Elijah slew all the other prophets, and he went and hid himself. And whenever he got his strength restored, he prayed, and he asked God to restore the rain. Do you guys remember this story? It was a clear sky from that horizon to that horizon, and there and to here, not a cloud nowhere. Within the hemisphere of the globe, it was clear as night or day. And he prayed, and he told his servant to go look. I think he went 7 times to look to the top of the mountain toward the sea. Do you see anything? He said, there ain't a cloud, boss. There ain't a cloud in sight. And he prayed, he said, go look again. And he prayed. Why is he praying all these times? I would call that an impassioned plea. That Elijah knew that if I ask God and he sees I'm serious, God will answer. His servant came back the last time, that 7th time, and he told him, he said, boss, all I see is one little bitty little squirty cloud that's about the size of my hand coming up over the ocean. He said, make haste and run and tell Ahab he better get back to the house because the floods are coming. And before he could get there, the rain was beginning to fall. Can you imagine how quickly that built up? Woo! I've seen God move from one day to the next. Things that couldn't be moved was like this and then like that. I've seen God restore. As soon as you could open your eyes and look, the fever would be gone. Or somebody's headache had been removed. Oh, it's a remarkable thing, prayer. We oftentimes overlook it. You know what we got, though? We got in this church this cool thing that we call the prayer chain. You can call somebody and you can get people to pray for you. You can get, I think there's 140 something unique numbers on that chain now. And you can get people to pray for you. What a wonderful thing. You know what I fear about the prayer chain? Is that you think your responsibility stops when you hang the phone up. That you think that once you call somebody and say, hey, I need you to pray for my husband or my kids, and then you hang the phone up, you go like, okay, they're going to get it now. And you yourself neglect the prayer. The prayer chain is supposed to be a supplement, not a replacement, not a substitute. It's meant to help us to be able to bind together in prayer, not to replace your prayer. It says the effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man avails much. Elisha prayed, and it stopped raining for 3.5 years, and he prayed again, and God sent rain. And the last part of that verse said, and the earth gave forth her fruit. That's a pretty amazing thing. The earth brought forth her fruit because of the abundance of rain. The drought that seemed to be like it would never end in just one afternoon had been resolved, and the fruit was coming. Do you reckon that took the frown and turned it upside down? Do you reckon those that were in the muddy grubs all of a sudden began to say, woohoo! We're going to have a harvest this season. God has restored the rain. The reason I bring this to you is I don't want to keep it too much longer because I want to do some praying tonight. I want to just try to affect you in such a way that I can help move you a little bit like I want to be moved. To the place that I want to remember there ain't nothing too big for my God. Did you know that? Amen. Whatever God can do through me or you also. And I want to encourage you in prayer. I don't want you to raise your hands, but I want you to think about yourself for just a minute. Don't think about your spouse or anybody else. When was the last time you spent some real serious time in effectual prayer with God? I'm not talking about praying over your Big Mac. This today, I'm going to spend some time on my knees. And you called out to God. You might have begged God or beseeched God, or you might have reminded God of His promises that He made to you. You might have told God even that you were sorry for something that you'd done. Did you notice in that passage it said, and if he hath committed sin, it will be forgiven him? Do you know sometimes the things that come into our life is brought on us, by us? And all